Yo, this is exciting. What's going on, everybody? Hope y'all are doing awesome. Super excited to get this rolling here. If you're hopping in here and you're connecting to audio and you can hear me, drop a what's up in the chat. Let me know what state, what city you're joining from. Whenever I do, I love to see who's coming and from where, just to kind of see, where all the people I know from. Hey, might find a new referral partner here. So say what's up. What's up? Tammy's in Pensacola. Holly is in New Hampshire. Jixon, what's up, bro? Denver, Colorado. Diana is St. Lucie, Port St. Lucie, Hackensack, Satellite Beach. Oh, wow. A lot of New York, Florida. I love it. All right. I'm just going to try to see if I can pull up this outline for this challenge, and then we're going to break it down. It's going to be a lot of fun. I love the fact that there's so many people who are wanting to hop in here, wanting to grow together, and want to do that with me. So gonna give it like a minute here until, well, there's a lot of people joining the waiting room. So I'm gonna probably wait like another 2 to 3 minutes just for the last people who are hopping in. For those of you who are hopping in right now, do me a favor, let me know what's up and where you're coming from. What city and state you're from. Love to see where all the people are at. So I'm just gonna run the room here for a minute, let it fill up. In the meanwhile, grab yourself a pen, grab yourself a paper, because this shit's about to pop. There we go. Okay, anybody else? Okay, cool. So I'm gonna wait here for a minute. Sharika, what's up? Miramar, Florida. Michael Sims, Traverse City, Michigan. That's what's up, man. You guys have a cool little thing going on there. And then Lisa's in Oregon, not bad. We're making it around. What is the real estate market like in Oregon? Wow, I wonder. Now who else we got? Megan's in Colorado Springs, Raleigh, North Carolina, Pensacola, Florida, Washington, DC. All right, y'all got like a fun real estate market mix over here. This is going to be a lot of fun. So statistics and what's up, Nikki? Happy to have you. Super glad you're here. By the way, if anybody here is a mortgage broker, not a real estate agent, I love mortgage brokers just as much as I love real estate agents. And we're actually working on designing a special part of the 90K 90 Days Challenge geared towards mortgage brokers. Really trying to see if I can convince two of these big people who are in the mortgage training space that aren't like affiliated to any sort of brokerage or recruiting thing like they have going on right now, to come in and do it with me. So if you guys have any suggestions for any power players in the mortgage training space, let me know. Trying to meet some people. I know Nick Carpenter. I don't know if you guys have connected with him, seen him around. He's a beast. Go look him up. And if he asks you why you're sending him a friend request, tell him I just said he's a cool dude. Give me some brownie points for that. So guys, this is the idea over here, okay? I'm going to try to maximize the time. It's 7:32. I want to be respectful of your time. In 28 minutes from now, I am going to lay out for you a roadmap that once you see it, you can't unsee it, okay? I grew up in Brooklyn, New York. In Brooklyn, New York, we had 10-10 wins. They said, give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world. Give me 28. Hey, I might give you 100 grand. So let's break it down and figure out how this works. The first thing that is important, I'm going to share my screen just because I want to walk through this cadence over here. But in the meantime, as I'm going through that, guys, here's the idea, okay? The idea is essentially that in order to be able to be successful in the market as to where we're headed right now, y'all are seeing it. If anybody here smashes phones, guys, if you guys make over 100 phone calls a day, say what's up in the chat. I want to virtually shake your hand. If anybody's making more than 100 calls a day, I want you to get in the chat. I want you to let me know what type of calls you're making. And the reason I want to know is because we're making, Sharika's killing it. Let me tell you, first day Sharika showed up to my office, I wasn't sure how long she'd stick around for, but she called the entire lead list, and then she called me and goes, Joe, I'm ready for more. So, you got people like that who are out there really taking control of building their pipeline. Little secret, okay? Over the next couple of months, you're going to start seeing a lot of the sales trainers, a lot of those people, they're going to be pushing towards starting to build a buyer pipeline. Right now, the focus the whole bunch of last months has all been, hey, sellers, listings, listings and listings. What's that age-old thing? You got to list to last. I call bullshit, but hey, that's just me. People have been chasing listings. People have been forgetting about buyers, right? We're so busy trying to get these listings, we're not giving people the extra 2-3 minutes that it takes. There were agents that I've heard talking a little while ago, and they were like, oh, buyers, fuck that. Like, I got better things to do with my time. And I'm like, well, either you suck as in negotiating, or you're literally going to like be out of this business very soon. So one of the big things that I'm going to be focusing on this challenge is creating like the modern day agent, right? Which is what I've been able to create, which is this sort of well-rounded, being able to show up and handle almost any situation that you're thrown at. And, lots of people ask me, they're like, dude, like, how do you actually do it? Like, it sounds really cool, but like, how do you actually do it? And the answer is that sometimes I'm not 100% sure about what the outcome of what I'm trying to do is going to actually be. But I have confidence that no matter whatever the outcome is going to be, it's going to be beneficial to the people around me, because I set out with good intentions. And I set out, with the intent of helping people, my clients. And in this case here, 44 people in 6 hours, all wanted to join a challenge that can help everybody level up. So there are 7 things that I see that everybody is essentially struggling with right now. Prospecting, connecting with prospects to convert them into leads, understanding and having some sort of core fundamental pillar system that you can always fall back on to be busy, to create business, follow up, which, I mean, we don't like the word follow up, but that was the word that everybody who filled out the team leader form, if you came in from that form, that was one of the big things that when people had to fill out what they think their team's struggling with the most, it's follow up. And then another thing, honestly, it's mindset. Like a lot of people right now, especially on my team, some days, we're calling 100, 200 people. There's a lot of, not necessarily is there always feedback. Sometimes you're getting, 90, 100 voicemails, maybe one answer and 2 people telling you to go get fucked. I swear a lot, guys. So I really just hope you picked that up already. If this is not your first time with me, roll with it. So that being said, these are the things that people, are really struggling with, in addition to tech, really having the proper processes and systems in place. Not necessarily did everybody start out in marketing before they got into real estate. And, getting into real estate, one of the big things that's important now is really getting out there and making yourself available for other people to find you on social media. That's one of the things that, I've been blessed over the last 7 years to really kind of pick up that game a lot. I'm sure most of you, if you've seen this, right, you've probably seen my profile more than once or twice in some sort of group somewhere. And it was probably adding something valuable that made you stop and think. And that's a mindset that I've adapted getting into this business, which is I am a public servant. My license is public. My information is public. My address is public. Everything about me is public. So I may as well go and, be a public servant to a point that I'm like the mayor of my little area, right? Like right now, right? For those people who are going to continue on to the actual challenge and make it through all the way to the end, you're going to allow me to be the mayor of your time from 7:30 to 7:45 every single morning, right? And then you're going to go and you're going to be the mayor of the people who follow you, of the people that you meet. You're going to create a culture around you, which is what we've done, what I've done here, right? And by being able to create something like this, what it's allowed me to also do, it's allowed me to create this well-rounded system where I'm able to build on my automations. I'm able to have my focus, the things that I really want to focus on, visualized, clearly written out, documented, and then held accountable for. And then on top of that, I'm also out there and I'm dialing. And everything that we're doing with a strategy. So it's not just I woke up this morning and I don't have anything to do. And I remember that I had some lead list that I bought from some dude, on Fiverr like 2 years ago. I'm like, fuck it, I don't have anything to do right now. Let me call it, right? We're not just doing that. We're waking up and we're very intentional with what we're doing. because in the next 90 days, or should I say starting from January 1st over the course of the next 90 days, I have a goal of helping a very minimum of 5 people actually achieving this, because I'm going to make 100 grand in the first 90 days of 2023. 100%. You know, I have over like, yeah, just about 6 million in contracts pending to close in January, right? Last year, just so you guys know, walking into January of 2022, I had nothing closed, 0. Okay. In February, I had 1 closing. I'm walking out this year with over 50 million closed. Okay. Not counting pending contracts or anything like that. So if there's one thing I want you to pick up from what I'm saying right now, is that if I can do it, okay, with no real estate experience and all those people who've had their license numbers, you know, for years, and I can get out there and I can disrupt an industry, not by reinventing the industry, but by refining it, then you can find those 4 or 5 things, those 1, 2 things that can be refined in your specific market. And you can be the person who goes and who does that. That's how you pick up market share. Market share doesn't mean you start spending more money, you have more signs, you have more, you know, like ads or bandit signs or people in your office. Market share is transactions. How much fucking money are you putting in your pocket? That's what matters. How many people are you serving, right? And I should have said that the wrong way. So guys, let me take that back. How many people are you serving and how much money are you putting in your pocket? Because money is a yardstick to measure the level of service that you are bringing to your marketplace. So in order to be able to make 90 grand in 90 days, in order to be able to build that sort of pipeline, you need to figure out how you are going to bring $100,000 worth of value to the people that are going to be working with you. How do you find those people, right? How do you bring that together? And somebody went and commented on the post that I made on my profile, was like, yeah, dude, you know, $2 million sales and 1 sale here and 1 sale there, and boom, you made 100 grand. You know, it's true. But here's the reality. My average sales price, closed sales price, is $575,000. So if I was closing, you know, an average sales price of $2 million, which my average running closing from the day that I got licensed until now monthly is $2.7 million, then that'd be really cool, right? And then, yeah, 90 grand, 90 days is like whatever. But I'm out here doing $500,000, $600,000 sales. All of my listings right now are FHA qualified listings, you know, all under the 500 grand mark. There's a strategy behind this. I'm going after these listings right now because these are the types of buyers that are going to be coming out of the woodwork. How do I know that? Because those are the buyers that I try to fight for a year ago, a year and a half ago, when I just got licensed, to try to get them under contract. And guess who didn't go under contract? But here's the thing. Most of the people who were out there slinging these contracts a year ago are considering getting out of the industry now, are calling all their friends. And when they talk to their friends, they go, hey, by the way, you know, come see me on Friday and Saturday and Sunday. And remember, I used to make the best drinks in town, right? So I'm back at that spot. And I'm there. And by the way, if you know anybody who needs to buy or sell a house or rent a property, I'm available for that. I'm like, yo, here's the thing. Okay. There are so many people who got into this business because their main focus of getting into this business was to make money. And I don't blame them. I'm in this business also to make money, but that's not my first and foremost focus. The first 6 days of this challenge are teaching you how to show up to your audience, how to clean up your social media a little bit, how to show up to your audience when it comes to starting to send emails. You know, I'm sure a lot of you get emails from agents that you open them up and you go, yo, I wish I can, you know, keep sending emails like that person. I wish I can keep staying consistent like that person. I wish I can keep doing live videos like that person. Guys, welcome to modern day hell week. Okay. 21 days into the challenge. What we're going to be doing is going to be so awesome. We're going to be starting a 30-day live video challenge. So throughout these 90 days, you're going to overcome whatever struggles you have when it comes to getting in front of a camera. The reality of it is that in today's marketplace, if you want to be successful, you need to start making videos. Fact, I sold a $1.3 million listing off TikTok. Okay. I sold a $4 million off market multifamily deal off an Instagram reel in a different language. Okay. On my Facebook to date has made me over $1 million in real estate. Like my Facebook account, which is why I'm so protective over it and why I'm so careful with how I do and what I do. Because these things work if you work them. Most people don't believe it. They don't, because they haven't stuck around long enough. I was talking to an agent who, just got their license. They joined another brokerage and they called me and they said, Joe, I want to join your team. And one of the big questions that I asked before, and guys, if you're a team leader here, biggest question you can ask, right? Why'd you get into real estate? Simple. And this person was telling me how, this whole story, and they feel that they're not being respected and that, and that they can go do this and they can go do that. And they don't want a 9 to 5 and they don't want people to boss them around. I was like, listen, dude, with all due respect, like, I wish you the best. Not only that, let me give you my book, let me give you all of my guides. Let me give you all of my YouTube links, but you got it, right? Because this person in his head, what was most important to them was, I do not want to be told what to do. It's not freedom. It's not, I want to go and I want to create my life. It's, I don't. No, negative. We don't accept negativity here in this space at all. When I first started in sales and I had Cardone I had this big no negativity allowed here, red sticker right in front of my computer. And this is something that I practice and I preach. We don't do any of that stuff. Okay. So throughout this challenge, there are going to be times where it's going to be hard. Like, there's no two ways about it. Hey, you want to make 100 grand in a pipeline in 90 days? This shit's going to be hard. You're going to have to do a lot of things that a lot of people aren't going to do, because the reality of it is that the average real estate agent walking out of this year has made under $50,000. It's a stat that you'll see in Q2 of 2023 when they realized that half the people were bullshitting, and there's 40% of the industry that's gone. Now, a lot of people are going to be like, dude, you're nuts. Like, you're kind of, where are you getting your numbers from? So I'm taking my numbers, from where I'm in my market. Like, I'm in Miami. Miami, we have, I think it was like 40,000 agents in one county. There's a lot of real estate agents here. Everybody and their mom's a real estate agent. And there is no money really in this industry over here unless you're really, really good. And I was talking to somebody who, was like trying to figure out a new market, right? And I said, listen, the only way to go into a new market is to literally walk into a new market. Like, get in there and claim your space and let everybody know what's up. What worked out for me, and this is also something we're going to do in day 27, which is start preparing a live in-person event. Guys, we're doing a live in-person event, okay? You guys are going to do a live in-person event. Sometime the next 60 days, you're going to pull off an event in your market. Like, I am going to push you to a limit that we're going to break that limit, because I want to see other people successful like me. It is so much more fun to be able to race other people in their jets to other places than to compare cars, walking outside a dealership talking about our dreams. I want to go do it, and I'm doing it. And I need other people who are doing it like me, literally, to be able to, be motivated. So this is why, I mean, dude, I'm overwhelmed. There's 50 people here. Like, this is kind of nuts. And I think it'll be really epic if at least half of us were to go through this. So a couple ground rules for how this is going to work. Okay. Obviously, like, if we're going to be a bunch of people, it's going to be a little hectic. So firstly, there's going to be a little bit of screening when it comes to actually going through everything. Obviously, I don't want, people who are going to show up and then are going to bitch about some shit and then are going to bounce. Okay. It's not an airport. You're never going to announce your departure. That's first of all. Second of all, when it comes to, that was a good one, right? So now when it comes to, actually working through this process as real estate agents, we all have very busy schedules. I know that. Okay. Now here's the thing. There is no such a thing as a real estate emergency before 12 o'clock. That's number one. Number two, there is no such a thing as not having time for something that you do not consider important. So I need you, before you commit to this and you realize that you're going to have to give me 15 minutes every single day. Okay, from 7:30 to 7:45 every single day, non-negotiable. You miss one of those meetings, you're out. Now, it sounds weird, okay? But guys, I'm not going to take responsibility for somebody who can't show up the way that I show up, because I expect people to meet me at my level. And it's really hard for me, because there are times where I've made hires that have cost me fucking big money, because I expected that the person that I was hiring, because they matched certain personality types and certain things that I had figured out, that they were going to be able to show up for me a certain way. They weren't able to. Guys, everything I'm doing is Eastern time, ladies and gentlemen, Eastern time. I might lose a decent amount of those people that way, but guys, listen, I will tell you, I'm in Florida. I was on Central time for 1 year, and then I moved to Florida. So if you're looking to move to Florida, I got the guy for you. and we can help you out with that. But when it comes to, you know, this commitment, it's going to be 7:30 every single day besides for Saturday. Okay, every single day besides for Saturday. You know, let's do Sunday too. I need you guys to recover. Okay, a whole bunch of people were like, "Yo, I got kids. Like, are you serious?" No, guys, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, Saturday, Sunday. No, none of those meetings. We won't do any of that. However, what I will do is I will be making a post. Okay, so we will be in a group. The group, you will be tagged in every single post that I make. Okay, that post that I make will be made every single morning. Will be a recap of the meeting. We'll be circling back with, in case you're not sure or what or here or where or when, you'll have a link to be able to go back and watch the meeting. And then from there, we're going to have accountability at the end of the day. It's going to be, oh, guys, I am so sorry. Let's take this up from the guy. Let me ask you a question. Joe Brickman, AM or PM? AM, baby. Let's go. It's the morning, 7:30 every morning, ready to roll. Because here's the deal. We have this thing called modern day dials, okay? Modern day dials is something that I did here. It was a 3-hour stream. For those of you guys who watched it, right? I have a system as to how I run my dials and to how I run my script talk. I don't call it role play because it's Miami and people get weird when I say that. So with that being said, you know, when we go through the script talk, yeah, Jackson, come on, dude, let's go. You can do it. I know you're a little bit, you know, ahead of me, but at the same time, behind me, I should say, but you can do it. And yes, you can definitely invite people on your team. Matter of fact, I'm working with Veronica Figueroa to try to put something together, teams. You know, I'm building a team. You know, I was able to get it, Nikki. It's totally cool if you're doing anything, so long as you're listening to my thing, and then you go back at the end and you take care of the tasks. So I understand, you know, that it's like I'm working with single moms, I'm working with single dads, I'm working with married moms, I'm working with married dads, I'm working with single people like me, I'm working with unhappy people, and I'm working with, you know, everybody who just wants their thing to work out their way. In order for this to work, we're all running on one standard, okay? There's no one-time passes. There's no, hey, it's not going to work today, okay? I am not going to require on certain days for cameras to be on or off. I'm going to spice it up, and I'm going to post it in the meeting. You'll see camera on or off, okay? Now, here's the rule. I have a rule in my office. Modern day organization, we show up in a Zoom, everybody's Zoom camera's on. The reason why everybody's Zoom cameras on is because I don't care if you're taking your kids to school or if you're making pizza. I want to know that you can know that I can see you and that we're both on the same page in terms of communicating, right? Now, 7:30 is a hard time. If it was up to me, I would do 6 o'clock, but then I'd only have 3 people, and those 3 people would be gone by day 4. So I've tried it. So with that, you know, I'm trying to do more of a reasonable time. 7:30 is a great time because 7:45 will give you the time to prepare for 8 o'clock, which on those days that we are going to be doing the modern day dials, we can do them as a group. I'm going to keep my personal Zoom room open on the days that we're doing dials because I'm going to be doing them with you. So one of my favorite things about being in a position of leadership is that I'm actually doing work. So I'm not just sitting here and, hey, I got a coaching course to sell you, right? You know, Veronica's actually one of those who's been sitting on me to charge minimal like fees to get into these things. You know, she wanted me to charge $90, like $1 a day. And I laughed and I said, hey, you know, the mayor of New York collects $1 every year. I was like, yo, if I'm gonna be the mayor of your 15 minutes every morning, I think it's my salary, right? But at the same time, it's also because like I'm not doing this to get rich. I make my money in real estate. I think it's quite clear with that. But at the same time, there is a certain, you know, way that you connect to something that you've spent money for. You just treat it a little differently. You hold it in a different regard, you know, and honestly, I was thinking of just creating, you know, with the things that the modern day organization was going to do. I was just thinking of creating that into a charity. You know, I have a nonprofit. It's called Hungry No More. You know, it's basically an organization that I've created. So I was homeless, right? Once, and you know, I knew that seeing this and seeing the amount of food that like big chain supermarkets throw away at the end of every day. You know, the goal of the organization is to be able to have volunteers essentially in every state, you know, to go and to build these relationships with these supermarket chains and to collect that food and then to bring it to the homeless people instead of it getting thrown out. So that was something that, you know, I'm trying to put together here. I put a lot of money into it on my own, and I was thinking of creating, you know, any of the money that comes in from any of these trainings or any of these commitment fees, I would call it. Lenders know what that stuff is. You know, then what I would do is I would just use that money towards that, and I'd be able to, you know, push more towards, you know, just really bettering the environment. You know, I'm the chairman of the Miami branch. If anybody wants to take on a branch in your city, there is no franchise fee. It's all yours. We're a nonprofit, you know, and I think that'd be epic. So that's kind of what I'm thinking with that. Again, I'm still toying around with it because I know for me, when someone has like an awesome video and then at the bottom, I see like, you know, get it now, and there's like a paywall. I'm like, yo, fuck this, right? Like this guy's trying to get rich off selling $7 courses. I'm not trying to do that. I just really want, you know, that the people who are involved with me over here, even if it's $1, like you have something on the line. You know, for the 30-day live video challenges that I'm doing, some of y'all are here who are on that challenge with me now. I took a $350 check that everybody wrote that was written out to a charity. And if they fail the challenge, the check needs to go to the charity. Obviously, I'm not, you know, the one who's sitting there and, you know, trying to do that. And guys, during this challenge, I'm going to introduce to you some of these other gifting concepts. Things like the $100 tip club, okay? The Thirsty Thursday. These little things that are going to allow you to infiltrate your little network in your area that you live in by creating these things that will be a magnet, because everybody's got that one or two friends who will never skip out on an opportunity to show that they carry $400 bills in their pocket. You know what I'm saying? So like if you can pull 4 or 5 of them together, you know, and have a good time and, you know, make someone's night, maybe get a cool TikTok out of it or some shit, and, you know, build something out like that, why not, right? Let's leverage that stuff. Guys, the modern day agent leverages everything that he has to be able to duplicate and to be able to continue amplifying whatever it is that they're trying to get done, right? So I have these, it's like it's the 4 horsemen of the modern day agent, and then it's, you know, the 10 steps, right, of what we got. And I'll be walking through those because, you know, I'm not against the idea of other people connecting to this mindset of doing things in a modern day way. The modern day way is a trademark that we're in the process of pulling. And that's one of those things which I think it's a mindset, right? The mindset over here is we're doing things in a modern day way. We're not going to get stuck with the other stuff that we've been doing. We were trained, may have worked, you know, during COVID when the market was hot. I made an article post, like a little pull from one of my, from the book, you know, and I posted it as an article on my page, where your skills can't be, you know, taking drone photos or, you know, making nice little, you know, staging and setting things up nicely on like that. It's not a skill, be a standard, right? And I'm going to share with you guys throughout this process as we go through it. You know, again, the 7 core things that we're going to focus on over here, so you know what we are going into it. Again, I'm going to, I have everybody's email who joined here. Okay, I'm going to be sending out emails to everybody. I'm going to be using either SendGrid or I'm going to be using Constant Contact. Those are the 2 CRMs that I'm using now because we're sending out close to 1 million emails every month. You know, really trying to push that really hard. So that being said, I need to make sure that everybody knows that you'll be getting an email from me within the next 3 days. Once I have everything kind of lined up, set up in a way where you can click, and it brings you and redirects and all that shit's kind of taken care of, you know, we'll have that email go out. The 7 things we're going to be focusing on, okay? Again, it's going to be modern day dials, how to get comfortable getting on the phone and calling people. Guys, this today, yes, we're in the modern day age, and yeah, we run ads, and yeah, we do shit, but nothing can substitute setting an appointment. We don't get on phone calls to, you know, talk shit. We get on phone calls to set appointments. That is the goal of getting on the phone. We are trying to move forward. That's what you're going to learn here. It's 7 segments. I broke it down. Okay. And I'm going to record everything. I'm going to be uploading it slowly as we go. You know, a lot of the recordings are going to be like this, very homey style, because I don't want it to feel like a coach, you know, any of that type of fancy shit. I just want to get shit done. So, and then we're going to be doing this series called Call Your Shots. Okay. It's the modern day mindset. It's how to own your own fucking life and build what you want. I'm literally living an unreal life right now. I do not ever think that I have ever thought that I'd be walking around with a $30,000 watch on my wrist ever, period. Yes, I went to go, show a client, and that's why I pulled out, one of my nicer watches. But just the fact that I have a watch like that in my fucking safe used to creep me out. So like that to me is something that's not real. And yeah, it might be very callous and it might be very vain, and I might have lost your attention because of that. But guys, there are times that I'm a very callous, vain person. Okay. I've been through a lot of shit in my life. Somehow I'm able to always continue digging in deep and finding ways to, make it a fun spin and have fun at what we're doing. And I want to invite you to that too. I want to invite you to the idea that no matter what the fuck you're going to face, it's going to be fun. Because when you embrace it as fun and you embrace it as a game, everything becomes easier. All you got to do is learn how to make the piece go all the way around to collect the $200 that go. Or if you want to play the game of life, you got one of those ladders and you climb up, right? None of this shit's chance. Everything is predetermined. I am of the belief that God gave everybody the opportunity to be able to create their future. Now, there are a lot of people out there who challenge that thought because they say, what do you mean? The world was created in God's image and God created everything in a certain way. Sorry that I went a little over here spiritual and shit. This isn't religious, this is spiritual. Okay, let's just kind of clarify that over here, because God, again, is a force that you can choose to subscribe to whatever you want. So, you're going to turn around and say that he gave everybody free choice. How are you going to say that he gave everybody free choice if everything's predetermined? And the answer to that is that he gave you a ceiling and he gave you a floor. But everything on top of that is all you. So for those of you guys who've ever done a creative finance deal, let me blow your mind real quick, something called a minority partnership. A minority partnership is a way for you to get involved into a deal, which I will show you guys how to do on week 7. It's how I bought my first investment property. And I know that there's a lot of information that I'm kind of throwing at you, and you're probably going to get off over here and you're going to be like, whoa, but I'm trying to make the most count for my 30 minutes, okay? Because I want you all to come back. So when it comes to creative financing, you have this thing called a floor and a ceiling where you put a little bit amount of money into some sort of deal, right? And then you have a minority partnership inside of that based off of the amount of shares that are in the company. And then based off of your performance, you're able to get to a certain level, you're able to get to a certain floor, right? So I have let's say I put in 100 grand into a deal, the deal's worth $1 million, right? Right now, my floor would be $100,000. Let's say I make a deal with the owner. Hey, if I'm going to help you improve your asset value to $1.5 million, I'm not going to be able to go from a $100,000 investment to a $300,000 investment, which means that my ceiling now is 300 grand. Okay. So the prediction that is being created for you, that's determined for you, that's your floor. That's the fucking minimum of what you can do. The ceiling is literally glass. All you got to do is just get there. And then have you ever seen an Ironman where the guy kind of leans back, he pushes his feet on the side, he locks in, and then he pushes it over, right? And then everybody claps because once that's open, he's able to smash that buzzer button and he finished it, right? But what do you see on top? You see a time clock. And what's the goal? The goal is to beat that time clock, right? Now, beating the time clock doesn't mean that you're not going to go cut corners and you're going to try to cheat your way through the course. It means that you're going to train again and again and again and again and again until you do not slip, until you do not mess up, and until you shave that half a millisecond, because sometimes challenges, literally a half a millisecond could be the difference between it could be the difference between a win or a loss. And I know that every single day, the same motivated, the same fire that I am to be on here at 8 o'clock at night and literally be able to go and run with this type of energy, there's 50, 100 other people out there who are trying to do the same exact thing that I'm doing, and they're doing it better than me with less resources. So they have less going on for them and they're getting more done than me because they're hungry and they're not going to settle when they have 20 grand from a that they did 6 months ago still sitting in their account. A lot of the people, guys, I'm going over your time. If you got a balance, I won't take it offended. I'll still send you over your thing, but I just want to finish this out over here because this is really one of the big things that we're focusing on, which is the third base magnet. Okay. It's called the third database magnet, but it's the third base magnet because everybody knows what third base is, right? Home run. And in order for you to get all the way around it, you got to run all 3 bases. Okay. You got to run all 3 bases. At least give me 2 more minutes and I'll be off. I promise. You got to run it through everything. In order for you to be able to run through everything, you have to be running through things in a way where you're always taking action. Okay, where you're always getting out there, you're always doing. You think that the pitcher, when the pitcher's not pitching, he's not warming up. The guy's in the dugout warming up. The guy who's about to swing next, he's warming up. There's a game over there, right? It's a cycle. Even in a game, there's still a way to do it. There's still a strategy. There's still a way to, make that happen. We're going to do that. And we're going to follow the systems, okay? And we're going to follow the habits, and we're going to follow the process. And I'm going to literally show you every single thing that I got, including my calendar, okay? You'll be able to follow it on everything. And if you're going to join the challenge, you'll be one of the first people to have a copy of the book, because I'm going to charge you for the overnight label, but I'll give you the book for free, okay? So I'll overnight you the book January 2nd when it'll be available. We're starting January 1st. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to send out an email to you guys, which is going to be an invitation to a link. Okay, the invitation to the link, what's going to happen is, again, it looks like based off of all the heads of the people who were agreeing with me, I think I'm going to put it for charge, and I'm probably going to make it refundable if you complete the challenge. Okay, if you don't complete the challenge, what's going to happen is that money is going to go to Hungry No More. Okay, and you're going to help me feed more homeless people by buying styrofoam containers to be able to repackage their food. So appreciate you guys for that in advance, because probably 30% of you ain't going to make it. But for the other, everybody else who's going to get in here, okay? And I'm saying that like that because this is just experience talking. I've done 11 30-day live video challenges, okay? I've done 2 of these jumpstart challenges for like intimate offices who've hired me to go deeper with them. I don't know why people would do that, but I mean, hey, why not? So, you know, someone gives me that opportunity, we'll do it. And then you guys are literally going to be the beginning of this, okay? I've never done something like this before where I've openly shared with people without asking for anything in return when it comes to guaranteeing your income on your business. I appreciate the fact that you're giving me an opportunity to help you drive that vehicle in your business to actually make that money. I don't know what the fuck you're thinking, but I'm happy that you're giving me that opportunity. And I want to just thank you, you know, for the commitment that you have in advance. Because in 90 days from January 1st, we're going to be back on that call, and there's going to be a lot of people over here who are literally just going to be so proud of themselves. Forget about me a second, okay? I want you to take a minute over here as I end this meeting, and I want you to write down to yourself, who do you have to become in order to live the life that you want to live? You're living a life right now. Is this the life that you want? Probably not, because you're on this fucking call. Okay? Luisa, you can invest however much time you want. I am going to give you a task which will outline what I'm doing for the day. Again, I'm not going to be babysitting. I'm not going to be asking for accountability. You know, if you completed the task, you're good to go. But if you know me, you know that I try to do things 10x and then 11. So I'm always going to come back for that. Okay, so I'll tell you that on calls, I always recommend, and I will give, you know, time breakdowns as we get a little bit more. We're running way over time, guys. Thank you for sticking with me. Again, one more minute. You know, I'm going to be breaking everything down in terms of how much time it's going to be. No, in advance. So I'm not just going to be throwing things at you, because that only works for like 10 days and then it gets annoying. Right? That's how dating works. Same idea, right? It's fun in the beginning when you're mysterious, but then, dude, I want to know. So same idea. I'm going to give it all to you. Not going to hold anything back, and going to make sure that everybody knows about how much time. In general, you should know, you know, if you want to make 100 grand, I would say the average person spends, you know, let's work a quick calculation with me. The average person spends 40 hours a week, right? And works, what, you know, 40 hours a week times 4. So again, I don't have a high school diploma. I apologize for that. It's times 4, it's 160, right? And then times 50, no, then times 12, is 1,920, right? So if you're going to divide 1,920 by $100,000, where do you end up? I got to find out. 1920 divided. Now you guys are all sitting here and you're like, dude, you're overtime and you can't do a math problem. What's up, dude? Divided by $100,000 equals 192, right? $1,920. So you're equating to yourself a value of 1,009. Does that make sense, guys? If there's a lender on here and I'm messing up the numbers, just let me know, hit me up, put it in the chat. $52 an hour. Thank you, Lucas. I appreciate that. $52 an hour. So I'm asking. Most of you guys are working for 20 bucks an hour. You don't realize it. Yeah, you're working for free, but you're working for 20 bucks an hour. Look at your production. Take the total volume that you've done, divide that by the money you've made, by the hours you've spent this year. Run a cap rate on yourself, investors. Let's go. See what your cap rate is. If your cap rate is lower than what you think you're worth, you're not worth it. My hourly rate is $7.95, and I know that because I can show that based off of my income and the hours that I've worked. That's how I legitimize my income. I want you guys to have that same value. I want you guys to bring that value up. So thank you very much for joining me here. The 52 of you that are still here, going to make sure y'all get an email with the replay. I am not going to try to be politically correct. I'm going to piss people off throughout this challenge, okay? I don't know really how to do that, and I'm just me. So if at a certain point I say something to somebody that's just too real, just take a deep breath, man. Go wipe your tears away and come back if you're really serious. And if not, I apologize and I wish you all the best. That's all I got. Like, this is what we're gonna do, okay? Everybody who's gotta go. Y'all got kids, y'all got family, y'all got people. Look out for an email from me tomorrow or the day after. And ladies and gentlemen, let's fucking fuck up some commas. If anybody's got any questions, anything over here, I'll stick on here till about 8:15, 5 minutes. Y'all can bounce. Donna, no, I am not married. I got divorced about a year and a half ago. And not considering it for the moment. I am married to my real estate business. So that's where I'm at. I'm 25. I got plenty of time ahead of me, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much for doing this.
Pleasure. And so we got Tracy. Get used to this energy because it's gonna get in your face on the mornings that you don't want to show up. I'm gonna hold you accountable. Lucas, it's my pleasure. Donna, ha. Oh, then we got what else we got? Then we got Yuspel. Good to see you. Lisa, thanks for being here. Lashon Spicer. What's up? How you doing? Good to see you. I am so excited to be doing this with you.
Racist.
Who's that? Hannah's here. I needed accountability to get up earlier. Yo, I get up at 3:15. I can call you anytime after 3:16. I got you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna bounce off over here. I'll hit you all up in your email. You'll be getting a video email from me with a quick
Joe, I want to ask you a question.
At me. Who that?
Jessica.
What's up?
Let me ask you, your mortgage, what mortgage license, what are you doing with that right now? And how are you adding that to your business line?
So what I've actually done is I completely just, the only reason why, we even have mortgage licenses is to be able to really provide like information to clients when it comes to rates or things like that. I don't actually do any of my deals. I refer them out. And because I refer them out, that's why I have the mortgage license. I tell my clients up front, with my brokerage, I have to sign an affiliated business arrangement disclosure anyways, just as part of our compliance. So I explain it to my clients that, look, like at the end of the day, I'm just here for you to use as a resource. If you don't want to work with me, it's totally cool. If you don't want me to know, your finances, at the end of the day, my job's to get you a house, not to look at your finances. But if you want a second opinion, I'm here. And, that's how I pick up a lot of my deals. Because a lot of my they come in from Facebook. About 40% of my business right now is coming in from social media. So, that being said, when it comes to really talking to these people, right? A lot of these people in the beginning, they're like, yeah, I know I need a real estate agent, but they don't really know. Like just before I got on this call, I was talking to somebody about what a lender is and what the difference is between a lender and why they're called lenders and what's the difference between a bank and a lender and a mortgage broker. Essentially, they're all the same thing. They all get the same thing done, but they're really different. If someone's got, a 650 credit score or a 520 credit score, it's different, and what programs can they use? Sometimes banks, direct lenders, they can't help you with that. And sometimes, mortgage brokers can. So just by being able to have that knowledge to be able to really explain it to somebody as a professional, because remember, I'm a real estate agent, right? But I'm also this, and I also do insurance, and I also do a whole bunch of other shit, which it's not my day-to-day. But at the same time, in order to be able to get there, I had to study certain things, which gives me an advantage over other people. Like I have a master's in Google and a bachelor's in Yahoo and Bing. Like, I don't have any sort of like real, what people would consider, formal education. Nothing. I taught myself how to read and write when I was like 14. Nothing. So, I've figured out how to write books. I figured out how to write articles. I figured out how to get, interviewed and set up all that stuff. Just because I have a dream and I believe in everything that I stand for. And, when you believe in something and when you have a purpose, that's the shit that pushes me out of bed, even when I don't want to get out of bed. I live with depression. It's one of those things that, you know, I just deal with. A lot of people in this business do. And, you know, a lot of people in sales do. A lot of people in sales live with addiction. You know, I have a very strong addictive personality. You know, in 2 days, I'll be 500 days alcohol free though, which is pretty cool. Right. And, you know, when it comes to kind of just picking and choosing all of those things, I want to be at a point in my life where there are no vices. There is nothing that controls me. I can pick up and do whatever the fuck I want, however I want, wherever I want, literally because I want to, period. And that is a level for me that, you know, it might be very, you know, selfish, but at the end of the day, you know, the way that I look at living is the master in the art of living makes no distinction between work and play and love and leisure and fun and business. He's always doing both. And he lets other people kind of try to determine and figure out and categorize what exactly he's doing. He doesn't care. And that's where I want to get to. And that's the quote that I put in front of every single one of my books, because the day that I heard that was the day that I learned how to control my emotions. You know, sexual abuse isn't easy. Death, multiple deaths, one after the next in a family isn't easy. Being the oldest of 6 kids, running all that stuff it's not easy. You know, I'm the only one in my family who's been able to break out of that generational shit and get here and build my own thing. And I catch flack for it every single time I go back. But guess what? It's my choice to go back, because I've been able to sit here and I've been able to rebuild, and I've been able to build on my own to where when I go back, it's me. And guys, I can keep going, and I'll be going for another minute. So if you guys are still here, I totally, you know, I appreciate that. But again, you know, really just trying to be as respectful of your time as possible, so you can know that when these fire up sessions come on, I'll probably go an extra couple of minutes, because if I'm already getting here to this mindset to where I'm at, and I got people like you who are like sitting here and listening to this stuff, I mean, yo, this is the most humbling shit. You know, having other people who want to learn, who are open to learning, who are going to take the things that are coming out of my mouth and are going to apply them to their day-to-day life, because that's how you grow. By being able to connect with other people who are living at a level you want to live in. I only take advice from people that I want to trade places with. And I'm not giving up my spot, but I'll help you get here. Okay. So let's do that. If you're here, I want you to get really, really real with yourself right now. Write down for me the 3 biggest things that you're scared of. Your 3 biggest fears, stuff you've never told anybody. You don't have to tell it to me. You're not going to write it out right now. You're going to hold that. Okay. And you're going to hold that right now until we're going to hop on, and I'm going to ask you guys for it, because you guys, the other people who are going to be the other like 25 people who bounced, they're not going to have any idea what the fuck we're talking about. And it's going to be one of those things that now we're going to be like, hey guys, who has that list? And they're going to be like, what? Did I miss something? It's going to be like, no, guys, you just left too early. So I want you to write down the 3 biggest things that you're scared of. Okay. When you look in the mirror, what are those 3 insecurities? What are those 3 things that look back at you? Okay. And do not give me physical bullshit, because y'all are beautiful. Guys, girls, men, everybody, okay? Like, I'm straight, but I can still compliment other people on their appearance. And, you know, I want to, you know, just remind you guys that no matter what looks back at you in the mirror, it's what's inside, and it's who you are and how you show up that really counts. That's what people really connect with, okay? And if you're still here, grab a photo of the screen and tag me. That helped me out a lot to kind of legitimize the claim that I made that I had 50 people on the Zoom. And then at the same time, I want you guys, if you haven't already built out a Google Maps location for your business, I would like for you to please write that down on your card, because one of the things I will do for you guys who are here right now is over the course of the next 90 days, in day 26 or 7, I'm going to show you how to build a Google Maps business location, how to run referrals, and how to run reviews to it. Guys, I'm not going to hold shit back. Everything that you see, everything that I've built, I'm going to show you how to do it in your market. And I don't care if you're in my market either. If you're in Miami, if you're local, dude, come sit in my office and build this shit with me, because we're going to the top and there's room for everybody. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to hop off over here, get ready to head out for dinner. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm really, really, really excited to get this done. Ladies and gentlemen, let's fuck up some commas.